Baby, we are sending in the clowns this morning, man. For certain, if Baba says you gotta have the clowns, babies, we bring in the clowns right here on the Coyote Medicine Show. Only on the HazyRadioNetwork.com, babies. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad we're coming back to life this morning, babies. It's old Grandpaw Koyote here, ready to give you a little old recharge this morning, a jump start for your heart, right here on with Coyote Medicine in the morning on the Coyote Medicine Show, only and exclusively and heartfeltedly so, the Hazy Radio Network. Babies, are you starting to get it right? You feel a little trickle of love coming into your heart this morning? Well, babies, that's it. That's the true juice. That's the juice of life. That's the key to your heart coming to you right now, babies, through the mystical atmosphere called love. From 9,000 feet here in the Rocky Mountain High, that spaceship love, babies, we erect a radiant tower above us here, babies, and we radiate that love all across the earth. And we got some assistance. There's 7 beautiful peaks up behind us here, every one of them radiating love into this atmosphere as well, babies. You cannot miss. It's time for the change, babies. The clowns are here, babies, and we've got something to show you. Just wait till you see 35 of us crawling out of a Volkswagen, man. You'll go nuts. It's time to be alive this morning, babies. It's time to come back to life. It's time to realize the love inside and let it ride, babies. Don't shut yourself off anymore. Screw the fearful world. Just let it die, man. Just let it go away. Change. Transform. Be. Take all of that coldness that's in that world around you and make it warmth inside. Make it love. Be the clown yourself, man. Transform everything. That's the Coyote way. That's the Coyote medicine. And baby, we're here to set you free, set you into flight, help you get it right this morning, babies. Right here on this Coyote Medicine Show on the Hazy Radio Network and in the radiant atmosphere called love, babies, because we are expanding it all across this earth in this moment in time, and there is no escape from this great love. The clowns have determined it's our turn. We're coming back to life as a singular humanity. All 10 billion of us, man, scattered across this world from the jungles of Africa and South America to the hard, cold climates of the great North and the great South, babies. We are living the life. Humanity spread from one end of the earth to the other, living everywhere. There's hardly an inch of this earth that isn't touched by us now, man. Hardly an inch. Yet here we are, running around in that dumbed-down state, still running through our little dramas. You did this to me, so I'll do that, blah, blah, blah. Oh, babies, what a shitty way to live. Isn't that crap? Aren't you done with that kind of drama? Don't you feel in your heart a restlessness for a reality that's far more truthful than that? Everybody on this earth be feeling it. So, babies, let that feeling come forward inside. If you feel that love, that need to be living in a far more peaceful life than what you've ever known before, to let go of all the harsh bullshit, to not have to worry about getting reaped and raped and rolled over by some of the vampires on this earth. Well, geez, guys, we got to move beyond such concepts. We can't see each other as vampires or we're going to be lost forever, babies. It's the clown medicine. Don't you get it? As long as you rise up in any form of judgment over any form of life, it doesn't have to just be human, you're not quite getting there. We're still stuck in that old paradigm where we see everything as positive and negative, light and dark, good and evil. Oh, what a crock of horse shit, babies. Our heart knows better. Our heart knows the equity in all life. Our heart knows how to set forth the extremes and bring them right back to the center. So there is no extreme any longer. There is no good. There is no evil. There is life, loving life, blossoming forward as it should be in these beautiful flowers called humanity, We are a field of flowers scattered across this planet, and babies, little lights are popping on all over this planet right now, all over the place, and more of you are joining in and day out. So here's your chance, here's your opportunity to come back to life. If you've had enough of the bullshit, if you've been kicked around enough by this life and you're tired of feeling powerless, you're tired of letting them roll right over the top of you, babies, it's time to come back to life. in the symbolic and real love inside of yourself, this heart that knows better, that knows every frickin' thing there is to know, babies. Inside of you is the divine intelligence. Where do you think I get all this old clown? Where do you think I get all mine from? I tap right into that universal heart, babies. Just as a means of showing you that it can be done, for starters, and that the divine intelligence is supreme within you, that you've just suppressed it. And you haven't known where to find it. It got so hidden from you because we've done this for centuries without end. Hidden our true self away so we could live in the coldness, the darkness, the meanness of this earth, and learn to cope and try to change it. Well, these last 50 years, babies, been some of the greatest openings humanity has ever experienced. People are yet to realize the significance of the revolution of the 60s. That's when the love began to take hold on this planet. That's when the children of the old ancient warriors who were so regimented they couldn't even shit without permission. You know what I mean? That's how bad the society we were born into, my generation were born into. It was regimented beyond belief. Everything was structured for you. Pretty much, for most people, your whole life was planned for you before you even got born. You were just there in this system, and it was going to eat you alive, babies, and take you down and make you into a nice, happy little slave. You know what I mean? And it did it again and again and again. And our generation coming along and says, hell no, we won't go. We ain't fighting your goddamn war, and we ain't going anywhere except to our heart. We started finding love in all corners of this earth, and then we started finding love inside of ourselves. We were the restless souls, the generation of love and light that came forward mostly as reincarnated souls out of World War II, the biggest horror ever perpetrated upon humanity. Now, I know a lot of you still think highly of World War II, that a noble thing was done there, that the bad guys were defeated, etc. Horse shit. There was no defeat. There was a victory for the bad guys. And they came over here and took over our secret sections of government. We invited them to. Our government did. What traitors. What treasonous pieces of shit. Oh, judgment, 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 eh, babies? But that's the way it was portrayed back in those days, And it's happened. They brought those skullduggerous pieces of doo-doo over here from Germany when the war was over, and they put them right in our CIA. And why do you think it's so screwed up now? Why do you think we're involved in the worldwide drug trade? Our own damn government. Gosh, guys, are we that stupid we're letting them get away with it? Now, how do you ever stop such a thing? Well, that's easy, babies. You wake up. You look inside. You don't look outside. You don't externalize this thing. You don't necessarily have to talk about them the way I do even. It's better not to. It's better just to be in your heart, be this love and light, and let it come forward, glowing bright. Let yourself change. Let yourself accept the reality of your innocent truth. The innocent love that is your real heart, your real person. And as you do this, you, of course, equitize all the energies inside of yourself, which brings you forward as a complete single unit, a loving being filled with light, powerful beyond belief. And then you can put your attention to these places where there's conflict, like the CIA, the biggest drug dealers in the world, and we can put them out of business because we give them back their heart. Because we are all more than interconnected. Each of us is a singular being, a singular person in a singular life, doing our singular thing together with all of the collective of humanity. There's power in understanding what that truthfully means. Power beyond belief, power that governments can't even dream of. All they can do is scare you into behavior that they think is appropriate. What good does that do? Fear has never been productive. Fear only makes us feel more powerless and drops us deeper into the bucket of hell. Is that where you want to be? Or do you just want to bounce out of that old bucket and say, thank you, hell, you've done real swell. I appreciate the life you've given me, but baby, I ain't living it no more. I think I've had enough. And when you reach that point where you really have had enough, this is when your life begins to glitter and glow and awaken. You just have to go there. You just got to be there. That's all. I mean, God is probably the wrong word, but there you are. When you reach that point, and everybody's got to go there. You got to get to that point where you're very human, you're very worn out, you're very exhausted, inside, emotionally, physically, spiritually. And then you come back to life. Out of the pits of hell comes the greatest light. Only in extreme darkness can you give birth to this kind of light. That's why we've done it. It's another reason why we've done it, because we knew without that refinement of hell, there would be no paradise. Paradise would not be appreciated. How can you appreciate what's always been there? If you're not living outside of it a bit, if you don't create some experience that takes you away from it. So that was another premise by which humanity got its great start here in this physicality form, as we call it, 3D world, whatever, the hard and cold. We had to go through that kind of hell. We had to go through World War I and World War II and all of this other bullshit, Vietnam and Korea, insane heresies. I mean, some of the greatest obscenities ever created by humanity, ever. And still the energy of those wars lives in our institutions. Still. And they'd go back to a huge war like that in a heartbeat if we would let them. But humanity has made another choice. There will be no WWIII. That's not happening, babies. It's over with. Though they continue, they meaning these that have separated themselves from humanity as humans and decided that they're the rulers of the earth. Talk about sending in the clowns. There's a bunch of them right there, man. And they've had all these devious and dark plans to enslave every human being that lives across the face of this earth. They want a global government that has the final say-so about when you breathe and when you shit. Do you want that kind of stuff in your life? Do you really want to be subjugated in such supreme slavery? Or are you ready for a different form of slavery? Are you ready for the slavery of freedom? Don't you just love the dichotomies here? I do. Baby, the slavery of freedom. That which sets you free. That which puts you in the heart. And you know what? You're a slave to love. And who minds that? Nobody. Because love is the total and ultimate freedom. Isn't the dichotomy's just sweet here? It's like putting vinegar in your coffee in the morning or something and actually liking it. Well, babies, I'm going to mug you right now here on the Coyote Medicine Show. What does that mean? I ain't getting the gun out. Hell no. I'm just putting this old coffee cup to my lips and saying, I'm mugging you, baby. Here, raise your mug up and let's praise life. Let's love life. Let's be in love with our life, so that we can start on the equitous path of creation and be the reality of love that we are, babies. Here's to you. I love you so much this morning. I feel that love coming forward out of my old creaky old heart and just, igniting a whole lot of fires across the planetary reality called Mother Earth. Oh, we love her so much. Man, I hope I don't cough my lungs out. On that one, I took too big a gulp. I got to be careful when I'm mugging people, don't I? Where else you going to get this kind of good bullshit? But the Coyote Medicine Show on the Hazy Radio Network. The only other place I know of is right there in your heart. Because you'll hear old Grandpa talking to you from there, too, babies. I don't just go away when the show signs off 5 hours from now. Baby, that heart just stays active inside of you, And we ride the high ride. We fly the high flight. We take off inside. Because we're so light, because we're so loving, because we finally realize that love is the answer, that there was never a question about it. Love is, and leave off the answer, because love is in you, in me, in all that lives, don't you see? Now your eyes are opened by the heart's true progression. And as you go through your day-to-day, you're going to see it in a far different way than you have before, because your eyes are opened. They're reconnected with the heart. It's a bit of energy we're sharing with you this morning. Bring you forward, bring you out of that awful little pit that's done so much for you. See, when you start to appreciate the harder parts of life, when you start to appreciate and see the loving movement in the most harsh moments in your life, you're free. Then you understand beyond the concepts of judgment. Then you understand the movement of the true heart, and how it can create horrible experience for the most beneficial of purposes. That's another huge dichotomy here. Yet it's exactly what I'm describing. How can you have paradise if you haven't been to hell? If you haven't experienced the worst, how can you appreciate the best? If you haven't had war, how can you love peace? Because you don't know what it is. It's your natural state of being. See, there's reasons why we create these kind of environments and go through them. And this is part of it, to develop a depth of appreciation that gives creation a whole new start. We teach creation to appreciate itself. How? By appreciating what love we are. That which lives inside of ourselves. That which is all-powerful, all-seeing, and all-knowing. But given in the love. Given in the vibe we call love, which is essentially an energy that exists in all life, and it's visible as you open your spiritual eye. So settle back in your easy chair this morning, take yourself a little time, sip the coffee, maybe if you're alcoholic, sip a little wine, whatever, but get yourself a nice little start. Close your eyes, take a little toke of the sacred Mary Jane. We'll do that right now. It's legal in Colorado. I can do this here on the air. And then, babies, just close them eyes and just relax into yourself. The more you can relax, the more you can allow relaxation in yourself. And that means letting the worrisome thoughts that rise up immediately, let them just go by. Don't give them any weight or velocity. Don't attach yourself to such thoughts. Back away from them. And just smile in your loving heart and say, wow, I sure have been trying to redesign my life in the most stupid of ways, haven't I? Listen to this mind of mine rattle on. Where the hell does that come from? Why am I doing that? Just let those thoughts flow by, and ultimately they dissipate, and they become creative thoughts. They transform. And you become a truly creative being, just because you can give yourself a few moments of relaxation here and there as you go throughout your day. Just find those little moments, get off by yourself, close your eyes, and invite the universal heart to be alive inside of you. Invite yourself to see it. Invite the angelic help, the ancestral help, etc. And be in that field of love. Begin to experience that. Open your hands up. Feel the energy in the palms of your hands. Feel the energy of your heart flowing throughout the entirety of your being and presence. Feel the blood that carries the energy, that has the life. Feel the liquid nature of yourself, and know that you are extremely flexible. That there is nothing cut and dried in this life that you have to live with, not one element of it. And that your heart demands that you move into more honest spaces, that you create for yourself a divine paradise in the life that you're living, rather immediately. The leadings of the heart, the pullings of the heart that you're feeling now are these insistent energies that say, listen, babies, we've learned our lesson here. It's time to come back to the heart, to remember that we are the heart, and that the heart lives at the center of all things, including ourselves, our own little beings and persons. We're all reflective. This life is heart-centered from every level and every expression, throughout, united in that intelligence we call the divine universal heart that lives in each and every one of us. So awakening, moving away from war, is simply a matter of accepting the peace that lives within you, that gracious love that comes forward like fire inside. It feels like warmth. It feels like love. And it's melting away anything and everything that's caused you indigestion of any sort, including that of the spiritual way. Oh, methinks there's some coyote medicine at play here on this hazy radio network this morning, don't you? Are you feeling it? Is there something special and magical in your coffee this morning? Is your life, wow, all of a sudden start to fall into place and make a little bit of sense? Babies, it's an amazing relief when the divine intelligence, when you allow it to arise within yourself and begin to see life from the loving perspective, and purify all the trauma right out of your life by seeing the love in all the moments of your life, seeing the service to the higher good in every element of what you've lived. That takes a lot now, don't it, man? You got to watch out, man. You got to be in that space. So that as divine revelations come through you, you begin to see them and participate in them. You understand then the different levels of living, and pretty soon they all meld, and there is no level. There is a singular movement of heart at all levels of life in which we're living. And it's far more dimensionally involved than what we see here in this restricted 3D reality. This little movie that we live in, this little matrix, this little soap opera that we've created for the entertainment of the universe, so that they can see the progression of the divine and begin to understand why the divine, that which is godly inside of each and every one of us, why that would take itself down so low and surrender itself to complete stupidity, complete darkness, and work its way back from there. You know, it takes a stretch to let yourself see it in this way. It takes a stretch to understand it in this way. But yet, the stretch is what? Beyond limitation. Because you begin to understand we don't have limitation here. That's the illusion. We aren't stuck in the living lies. We're stuck in the living truth, and we just got to realize ourselves into, just let it come. That's why we're here on the Coyote Medicine Show. Help you wake up this morning. It's a wake and bake such as you've never seen before. And babies, all we can say, oh, Grandpa Koyote and friends, welcome back. Welcome home. Baby, embrace yourself. Love this heart inside of you, because it's correcting everything. It's the most powerful energy you have ever experienced in 1 billion years. Come back, babies. Be home. Be home in the heart and live life like you know you want to, man. And don't listen to this shit that says you're such a loser. Oh, my goodness. And if you listen to it, let it take you there. Feel dark about it? Come back to life, babies. We love it. Right here on the Coyote Medicine Show. Only on the Hazy.
Sand in the clouds.